Good afternoon, people out there. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's King Slugger Dugger. Welcome to the Lethal Truth, where truth is always being told, is always showing and proving, as they say in the Nation of Islam and the Nation of Gods and Earth. Show and prove, God. So we always deal with actual facts over here. Give me a second. Yes, I'm back. As I previously said, I always deal with actual facts over here. Anybody would like to get on here and say show and prove, I can do that. I never get on here and speak on something I don't know about. I always do extreme research. Even if I know about the topic, it's always good to do research about things you already know because there's always something that you probably miss or you don't know. So let's get right into it. So today topic is on Dr. Sebi. Um, for those of you who don't know who Dr. Sebi is, Dr. Sebi was a man that he revolutionized on how to eat to live, because the food in America and throughout the world is very bad. A lot of it is man-made now. It's getting people sick. It's killing people. People lifespan is very short due to this. Dr. Sebi, like I said, he revolutionized on how to eat to live. As I previously said in my other videos, no one actually taught us on how to eat. You know what I'm saying? No, they taught us how to read. They taught us how to write. They taught us how to play games. They taught us how to communicate. Taught us English. But they never taught us how to eat to live because it becomes a trend where your parents your parents told you what to eat and you trusted them because this is your parents. You know what I'm saying? You trust your parents and you eat what they have. I mean, what they give you and what they supply you because you trust them. They've been living long enough. You've been watching them eat the same thing you eat, especially your mother. After she finished cooking on the stove, she make your plate and make her plate. So she's not gonna poison you, or she feels in her mind she's not giving you any wrong foods because her mother taught her that and your great grandmother taught her that, so it been passed down all the way from slavery. um you know Prior to us coming over here, we had a very strong immune system. You know what I'm saying? Because this how to eat to live is really dealing with the body. So before I get into the back history on how we came over here, before we eat, before you go to sleep, I'm gonna keep you up and keep you something more related on up to date. So Dr. Sebi, he was teaching us on how the human body of black people, people of color, whose body is made up of alkaline. You never knew your body is made up of alkaline. What is alkaline? Alkaline is a liquid or solid food that has a pH level of 9 or any high pH level. You see what I'm saying? So you got alkaline liquid in foods such as vegetables, fruits. Those are alkalines. You know what I'm saying? Apples, fruits, grapes, watermelons. All of these are alkaline. Chickpeas. All that's alkaline. Broccoli, that's alkaline. You know what I'm saying? Not fried chicken, not beef. All of that turkey, that's not alkaline. That's not even for you because your whole body is made up of alkaline. We taught that the alkaline in the water that we drink in America is not good. It's a pH balance level of 7 or below. You need about 8. 9 is a little too high. This is why Dr. Sebi had moved to Honduras, because the water in Honduras is a pH 9. Now, let me get down a little bit, start talking a little bit more English. I start talking pH level and all this alkaline and everything. But I want you to understand where I'm going with this, because as I go deeper into it, what I have touched upon, you will fully understand. So, alkaline is also in your semen, in your blood. It's in your chocolaton, which is a hormone that plays a key role in your digestive system and body function. It plays a key role in your digestive system, okay, and in your bodily functions. So people would say, yeah, man, you eat meat, it stay in your system for 3 days. No food should stay in your system for 3 days. That's toxic. It also goes through our sacrum, which regulates our bodily water and digestive system. This is what alkaline is. It deals with the body and your water. It deals with your blood. It deals with your heart. It deals with your liver. It deals with everything that functions. It gives your body energy. Now, some people will say, like Dr. Sebi, he would say, stay away from acid foods. It's impossible for us to stay away from acid foods. But what he really is trying to say is stay away from foods that has more acid than normal. He's not going to tell us completely to say, okay, here for the knowledge piece. He's not going to say, stay away from acid, because the body has amino acids. It has direxocarbonic acid, which is DNA, and it has hydrochloric acid. So you need acid in your body to function. The Caucasian body and that black man and black woman's body is totally different. Our bones are thicker. Our brains are bigger. We have more melanin in them. We are not the same genetic makeup. I'm going to say it again. We are not the same genetic makeup. Well, now, don't get me wrong. If you need a heart transplant, yeah, you'll find a organ, but our genetic makeup is not the same. Now, I want to show you something about Dr. Sebi. Because hold on, before I get into that, I want to say something while I'm talking about this, because I don't want to make it seem like I don't know what I'm talking about and I don't have no experience in eating an alkaline food. I took on this diet. For approximately 90 days. It's very, very, very difficult. Okay. I didn't just jump into it. I'm Muslim, you know. I was a part of the Nation of Islam. Excuse me. I am a part of the Nation of Islam, but I am not active. I am not in the ranks. I'm not selling bean pies because I live a questionable lifestyle. So that's neither here nor there. Okay. But how to eat the less I did for a year. I'm here supporting. Okay, boss lady. Thank you for supporting. So when I did start the alkaline diet, actually, I started eating one meal a day because I had high blood pressure. I have sarcoidosis, which is a multi-organ disease. It's not contagious. They say they don't know how you got it, but as I go on into this lecture, you're gonna see how we all get sick. Okay. I had hypertension, high blood pressure, and I have epilepsy, right? Okay, and I have asthma. So, and I have terrible allergies. I mean, seasonal allergies all year round. So now I took this. Kept getting sick. I kept going to the hospitals. My wife would tell you I was going to the hospital like every other day, sometimes every week. I couldn't breathe. I had all these allergies and all this going on, and I didn't get an allergy infection. Well, I didn't. My allergies didn't trigger into my body until I was like about 46, 47. I never had allergies. Doctors used to be surprised, like, you got asthma, you don't have allergies? I used to be like, I don't have none, but it kicked in. So I had it. So I took it upon myself. I said, you know what? I'm getting this high blood pressure. I got to stop eating this processed food because processed food has too much salt. When you go in there and you go in these Dollar Trees and you go in these supermarkets and you on a frozen aisle, oh, look at the sodium. And you'll see it be like 1,270. Because like I said, nobody taught us how to eat to live. When we have our car, we know what oil to put in. We know what transmission oil to put in. We know everything to put in our car. We know everything to put in our household. But when it comes to our human body, we are clueless. When we go to the supermarket, how many of you, just be honest, how many of you actually grab the ingredient, the product, and read behind? Nobody does that. We just take, no, we look for a sale. Oh, this on the sale. We put it right in the cart. We don't care about nothing that it says for us, the ingredients. And this is how we end up sick. So I said, okay, well, I started going on TikTok. I started doing the knowledge and I started learning on how to eat to live. Now, I took a piece out of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's book called How to Eat to Live by eating one meal a day, and I stopped eating a lot of processed food. So it was helping, and I was losing weight. So as I continue going on TikTok, I run into this guy named Dr. Sebi. I'm like, yo, who is this dude talking? But the things he was saying was so educational. It was making so much sense that you had no choice but to take heed on what he was saying when it came to alkaline foods and having your body represent these alkaline foods. And it makes sense because when God created us, he created us as materials from the earth. And everything that comes from the earth is what? Alkaline, broccoli, all of that is vegetables and fruit for your body. This is what we used to eat in the motherland. This is how we never get sick because think about it. The pharmaceutical companies, when they get all their medication, you know where they go get it? They go get it from the vegetables. And then they break it down and they put chemicals in the vegetables to make it a pill form. And this is where you get the side effects from. You see what I'm saying? So if you're not eating all the unhealthy foods such as red meat, and we're going to get into all that in a minute, eating all of that and you just eating healthy foods like vegetables and stuff, what you're doing is you're eating vitamins and medication all day long. So when people get sick, guess what? You're not sick because your immune system has been strong. When God created us, he didn't create no toxic in the air. He didn't create poisons in the air for us to not fight off because our immune system is strong. He said, let's make man in our image. So his image is powerful. So it shouldn't be no food killing you. But see, Satan, God's enemy, he created some foods that's not man-made. But we're going to get into that, right? So as I was fasting, losing weight, my wife, she joined me in the fast. We did this during Ramadan. So I started fasting probably like 3 weeks before Ramadan. So as Ramadan was continuing on, I think within the middle of Ramadan, I went straight alkaline. So I didn't eat no red meat. I didn't eat no chicken. I didn't eat turkey. I didn't eat fish. I didn't eat white rice. I didn't eat brown rice because that's all man-made. The only rice that is real is brown rice and wild rice. The only beans that is healthy for you is chickpeas. No, not black beans, not red beans, not kidney beans. All that's man-made. All of that is man-made. The sugar, white sugar is not good for you. Salt, table salt is not good for you. You want some sugar? Get some date sugar or coconut sugar. That's the best sugar. This is how you get diabetes. You eating the white sugar. Let me show you something. Let me show you. I want to say something real quick too before I go into this video because I want to show y'all something. When Dr. Sebi started teaching people how to eat to live, right? His first one that he taught was left eye. Remember y'all heard about left eye living in Honduras? See? So left eye went out there and she was going through a whole lot of mental issues, dealing with her record label, her eating habits and everything. And she went out there and he has a compound where he treat patients on how to cure their illness. He cures HIV and he cures AIDS. He cures all disease. I'm going to tell you how you do it. Just keep listening. We're gonna get into it. So Lisa left. I went out there, and she stopped eating all of the dairy products. She started eating healthy. And after eating, going on a fast for I think about a month, she went on a real alkaline diet, which means she went on a liquid diet, just straight liquid diet for 6 months. Now, some of you will listen to me and say, hold up, a liquid diet for 6 months? What you mean? All she did was take the fruits and the vegetables and she made it into smoothies because they're alkaline. They have the pH level, which means it has energy. It feeds your body. You ever ate some food, let's say Thanksgiving. You ate chicken, you ate macaroni and cheese, collard greens, you had it all, right? And then 10 minutes later, here you go eating a cake. And your body's craving for it. It's telling you, yo, I want to eat some more. You know why? Because the food that you just ate is not alkaline. So it doesn't have the proteins and the minerals to feed your body. So you still hungry. See how you get fat? Now you want a cake. And you eating the cake, but you still eating more cake because your body is still starving for minerals. Ask yourself this. How many times in a week you ate vegetables? Because eating vegetables is not the American way. You don't believe me? Go to a restaurant, you'll see. Or go to a Chinese restaurant, you'll see. Most of the food on here, they don't have vegetables. And even if it's vegetables, it's man-made. It's not real vegetables. You go to McDonald's, you go to Wendy's, you go to all that, there's no vegetables on your plate. And you eating this fast food all week, salt and sugar all week. And then you eating the red meat, which I will tell you and teach you that red meat and all meat has cancer cells. Wait a minute. What you mean? It has cancer cells. But it's not enough cancer cells to immediately give you cancer. But if you keep eating it throughout your years in life and your immune system keeps getting broken down because you're not getting the minerals of the alkaline, guess what happens? Your body breaks down and now you're diagnosed with stage 1 cancer. And then the doctors will fool you and say, oh, it must have been passed down through your family. You don't believe that. There's no diseases that get passed down through your family unless the person has some sort of HIV infection and she's pregnant with the baby, but not through your bloodline. How I know? Because you didn't read nobody who had cancer in the 1600s and the 1700s and the 1800s. So where cancer come from? Where did diabetes come from? You didn't have it in slavery. You didn't have hypertension in slavery. Where did you get it from? Don't let them lie to you. They're lying to you, making you think that these diseases is passed down. It's not passed down. It's us eating unhealthy and we break our immune system down. And this is how we get sick. Let me tell you something. Let me give you a perfect example of what I mean. I'm going to get back to this. So I have a certificate of becoming an HIV counselor because I took the course. I learned how it works. So HIV, it has a brain, right? Which means it thinks. A common cold doesn't have a brain. It comes and does what it does. And you sneeze, it gets in your throat, you run your nose. That's what it do. HIV, in order for it to get into your system, into your DNA, it has to duplicate itself into your T4 cells and get into your body. Your T4 cells is the queen. It runs the whole body. It dictates what's to do. Then you have your B12, which is your immune system. This makes antibodies. So when you get a cold, it sees it. B12 tells the soldiers what to do, and it goes through your body and it starts killing the bacteria and the virus, and you start coughing and spitting it out. You see what I'm saying? So your body is fighting and working for you unknown to you. And meanwhile, you putting all the disease bullshit in your system and it's trying to help you, right? So now when the B12 sees the HIV, it try to make antibodies about for it, but it's not strong enough because HIV is man-made. So you had the macrophytes and the phagocytes. Now the macrophytes is the ones that sees the disease. Thank you, dope information. Yes, thank you. So it sees the disease and it takes a picture. So now let's say if you get a cold, like the same cold, it already had antibodies for it. Or somebody in the household has a cold. You already had that virus. So everybody has a cold except you. And you like, wow, what happened? Your immune system, buddy. It's your B12. You see what I'm saying? So the more food and energy and the minerals that you put in your body to feed your body and make it stronger, you make strong antibodies. But the pharmaceutical companies know that. The government know that. So they make these man-made food. Now I want you to hear something real quick from Dr. Sebi's son. I want you to hear this real quick. Real good information. Hope y'all doing good out there. It's raining. I know you're like, oh man, here you go with this again. Oh man. So I've been playing with it yesterday. So you know. There we go. I hope y'all got. Oh, y'all ain't see it yet.
Brought charges on him.
Brought charges on him for what they said selling medicine without a license, practicing medicine without a license. So in that courtroom was the AMA. He's the first naturopath to go up against the AMA, which went all the way to the Supreme Court, and he beat the case. Try to get a copy of the case now. They have it sealed.
I read some of it. They said that they told him to bring in people that he healed. And he brought in. They said the courtroom was too full.
15?
Yes.
Yeah. They asked him to bring 15. He filled the court up.
And that's not pharmaceuticals if you're to eat natural fruits and vegetables.
It's food.
Yeah, it's food. It's not even like you're trying to get people to buy drugs.
No. Life is food. You know?
So he went to court and he was proving that he cured HIV patients. Do you know that the first HIV patient he cured was Magic Johnson? I know. What? How we don't know this? Because see, Magic Johnson, he knew that if he would have came out into society in the early 90s when HIV was running very rampant and it was like a pandemic almost, for him to actually say that there was a cure and to stop the pharmaceutical companies from getting rich, it would have put his career and his life and his family life in danger. So when he went to Honduras and he saw Dr. Sebi, he made Dr. Sebi sign an NDA. How do I know that? Because his children confirmed this after Dr. Sebi passed. And he wasn't the only one. There was a lot of entertainers, you know what I'm saying, that was being cured. Now, they say that Dr. Sebi was he was taking what's the word I'm looking for? He was being taught by someone else, but actually what his son claimed was actually not actually true. It was someone else that actually, educated him to this. It wasn't this the other guy. I forgot the name of the person that they said, but it wasn't actually him. It was this guy right here.
Sebi sat and ate with the messenger in his house on 3837 South Woodlawn Avenue in Chicago, the messenger personally told me and Brother Harry Nance from New Orleans that we should not be eating meat at all. Well, and we should not be eating anything on this menu because it is poisonous to us. But if he, the messenger of Allah, Elijah Muhammad, had told the black race of the United States to stop everything, who would listen then? So he had to he couldn't cold turkey us. He was very intelligent. He removed the pork. And just by removing the pork and many other little things, they rebelled and they said they wasn't going to join because they had to eat their pork.
So Dr. Sebi started on this path on how to eat to live when he joined the Nation of Islam. I was shocked when I ran into the information because when I was studying him, I said, damn, this is so much like the teachings. It's so much like Elijah Muhammad. And he confirmed it. He was in the nation when Elijah Muhammad was teaching on how to eat to live. You eat one meal a day. You don't really need to eat 4 or 5 meals. You're just getting fat and bloated. You're getting stomach aches. But at that time, Elijah Muhammad only had that type of education that was taught to him was for 3 years. So in other words, he only had a 3-year-old education on that topic and in Islam. But Dr. Sebi, he revolutionized it because he became a college graduate in this. He began to study it. He began to separate in the foods. I don't know if you read this book. It's called Behold a Pale Horse by William Cooper, right? And it's like a conspiracy book, like The Unseen Hand and the New World Order. But guys like Ralph Epperson and things like that, they're still alive. Now, this guy, Behold a Pale Horse, when he wrote this book, they tried to kill him like 4 times to the point he lost his leg, he lost his arm, and then his wife took up on his lectures about this book, Behold a Pale Horse, and mysteriously she just disappeared. Now, this book consists of a lot of conspiracies because he was in the military for 18 years and he was in a secret society. Heard of it, never read it though. Yeah, you got to read it, man. That book is, let me tell you something. They killed this dude. You understand? And while he was writing it, he was talking about how he was just getting assassinated. He wrote this book in 1974, and I read that book in 1990 something, and everything he said in that book is still happening now. Now look, they had World War II. Now, when you have World War I, World War II, stuff like that, automatically, if you're 18 and older, you get a letter in the mail. You go on to war. You ain't got to sign if they're coming for you because they need you. That means they got war all around the world. You understand? So when all the men was gone and all the women, because at that time, women couldn't sign up to be in the military. They were home. Some of them was doing what they was doing. Some was waiting on their husband. But it was so many, it was like 100 million that got shipped out. So by the time World War II ended, all these soldiers was coming back. Within that next year, there was a big baby boom, right? Now the government has problems because they can't feed all their citizens. See, China went through that years ago as well. So in China, under their law, you can only have 2 children. I mean, you can go to court and rectify to have, more if you want. You got to go through some proceeds, but you can only by law have 2 children to the household because they're overpopulated in China. That's why a lot of them ride bikes. They don't ride cars because it gets congested. So the government now says, wait a minute. We got to do something about this big baby boom. We got to create something. What are we going to do? We got to create some diseases. Yeah, that's how we can't kill them. We can't just outright kill our citizens because we're going to have a civil war. So what we're going to do is we're going to start tampering with the food and allow them to eat the food, and the food will break down their immune system, and whatever in their air will get them sick. Remember when COVID hit? There was no COVID in slavery, right? So they started poisoning the food. The pharmaceutical companies, they started being in cahoots with the government, who they pay for. They pay these politicians when the politicians run, so they could get these laws passed, and help them out making billions. You understand? So they started poisoning the food, and the farmers started injecting the cows with steroids and injecting the chickens with steroids. They said the chickens take about a year to grow to be an adult. The chickens were so shot up that they was grown within 6 months, but they couldn't walk. You know why? Because they have to be charged by the pound. So they make it fat, and they got all this toxic in its skin. And then here we go talking about we want some fried chicken, baby. How that sound? Got you thinking, don't it? Oh, I got some more videos you need to see. It ain't over. It's a whole man. By the time you done here, you're gonna start rescheduling your refrigerator. Now you're gonna start rescheduling your refrigerator, right? So so as they started doing this and people started getting sick, they realized they started making millions off of this. The pharmaceutical companies, they got all the side effects. So the side effects is getting you sick. So you need medication for the side effects. And then they don't want to tell you to eat healthy. Look, when I started losing my weight, right? When I went on the alkaline diet, I'm gonna get back to where I'm going. But when I went on an alkaline diet, I was 240. By the time I was finished, within 3 months, I was 167, right? I wasn't using no more blood pressure pills. That was out. I barely used my asthma pump. I wasn't using the pills and the steroid pump like Symbicort and breast. I wasn't using that no more. I was just using the regular inhaler. And I barely was out of breath. Here was the kick about it. I always had energy. Like I would wake up and I was like, always had energy. Then when I went to the gym, like I don't like hitting weights like I used to. I like to do a lot of calisthenics. So I hit the pull-up bar and the dip bar. Normally in the beginning, I would do like 4 reps and 4 sets. And I'll do probably like 6 sets. And then I'll come back the next day. And I would do that like 5 days a week. And I'll build my repetition, right? When I was on that alkaline, I didn't do that. I went straight up doing 10. I was like this. Oh, shit. I was like, nah, maybe that was just the beginning. Because that the warm-up set. I was like, nah, that's just the beginning, man. Next time I went back up, I flew up again. I did that about 6 sets. After the 8th set, I started to really feel it. I said, yo, this alkaline is giving me a lot of energy. The next thing about alkaline when I was on it was I never got full. When you eat and you be like, oh, man, I'm full. Woo, and you just relax and you get tired because your digestive system is working overtime because it got to break all this toxic food down so it takes energy from you and you fall asleep. You see what I'm saying? So when you eat an alkaline, you're not full. You're just not hungry. I kid you not, I was never full on an alkaline diet. I was never full. I was just not hungry. And then when I used the bathroom, my defecation was never hard, never came out in the line. It just came out mushy. And it went, I ate some walnuts and saw the walnuts in the feces. That's how clear and clean my digestive system was. But I didn't completely flush my colon. Now that's what Dr. Sebi do. Now, when you want to flush your colon, you have to completely go on a liquid diet. And that's what he did. He went on a liquid diet, and man, yo, look, check this out. I want you, in fact, hold on. I want you to see something here. I want you to see one of his interviews. Yeah, he was talking about his diet, right? And it's really interesting. It's very interesting.
For 64 days. What did you do during that 64-day period of time that sustained you, that gave you enough energy to just even get up out of the bed?
But I was in the village of Usha in Honduras. We have a thermal water there that has a pH of 9.8. A pH of 9.8, meaning that this substance has a high level of oxygen. And it is oxygen that the body needs, not rice or beans or a piece of meat. That is the fuel of the body. I drink the water, and I would eat that cusca. This is a plant that I just discovered lately that the Maya used to eat. Cusca is delicious. It tastes like cucumber. And that was it.
Yo, you know what's so interesting? Hold on. All right. You know what's so interesting about when he was talking about cucumbers? Because cucumbers have a pH level of 9. This is what I learned about cucumbers. And he said water has oxygen. Do you know a lot of vegetables that has water, has oxygen, and you don't have to drink water from your faucet? I did that. I tried that. The water in your faucet is called H2O. That is not water for human beings. I'm going to say it again. The water in your faucet is not the water of H2O. That's just regular, plain medical water that they tamper with. The real water is the water from the fruits and the vegetables and in your body, which is called H3O. That's water for oxygen. You ever got so dehydrated and you like, yo, you dizzy. And then as soon as you drink some water, although that H2O will help to a degree, but you drink some water and what happened? You feel so alive. It's oxygen. When you eat celery, eat it. You'll feel a little sprinkle of the water on your cheeks. That's water. Cut the cucumber. That's water. Cut the watermelon. That's water. But they don't tell us this. You know what I'm saying? As an oh damn, and that shit tastes so good. Yeah, that tastes so good. You know what I'm saying? So all these other foods, they're not telling us this. They talking about you go to class and you go to health class and they don't teach you shit. They don't teach you nothing about health. They don't even teach you how to exercise right. You understand what I'm saying? And when Dr. Sebi started doing this, he became a threat. I mean, he became a big threat because one of the entertainers decided to actually put him like I want to say on blast, but actually wanted to revolutionize his teachings and bring it out to the forefront. And he told her, he said, listen, left eye, if you do this, you're going to be a target. And she was like, oh, well, I don't care what they do. You know, they can put me on a target and do whatever they want to do. And I was just like, wow, she don't know what she's doing. And sure enough,
I did the cleanse. And before I did the cleanse, I ate everything. You know, I was ready to on everything. So after I did the cleanse, you know, I had to give up the meat, eggs, the pastas, almost everything. But for about 10 days, I lived on juice, 100% juice, water, sea moss, fruits and vegetables. And after a 10-day period, I only needed 4 hours of sleep a night. My energy level was incredibly high. My intuition was on point. I could tell you who was knocking on the door before they knocked. I could tell you who was calling the house before they called. My senses was, you know, they were there. I had no desire whatsoever to eat any of the things that I had eaten before the cleanse because I felt that good. Before I did the cleanse, I had eczema. It runs in my family. You know, I didn't have it that bad, but every once in a while, since I have changed my eating habits, have I had another breakout. I had, before I did the cleanse, I had bladder infections. And say, once you get one, you know, it's easy to get them again. And man, it was starting to become a real problem for me. After the cleanse, never have I experienced another bladder infection.
Mm-hmm.
Before I did the cleanse, they say I was alcoholic. I was even admitted into Charter Peachford, which is a psychiatric and alcoholic rehabilitation center. Make you take these AAA classes, and they didn't really do anything but just, trying to make me feel like I had a problem or something. But after I did the cleanse, I had no desire to drink whatsoever. So I do credit Dr. Sebi for curing me of alcoholism as well.
Now, there's three things she said in there. One, she said the diet killed her of alcoholism. When you go on that diet, you really have nothing in your system because you're pushing it out. As soon as you eat, you push it out. So to drink alcohol, it's gonna really mess you up. Now, I was drinking, but I was drinking like wine. I wasn't drinking heavy because you really have nothing in your system. You're gonna destroy your liver. You're gonna destroy your kidneys. That's it's gonna force you to do it because you're gonna have an upset stomach. The second thing that she said that I want to mention. I said I had a lot of energy. I used to be up all night. You see what she said? She said after a while, I was up. I went to sleep for like only 4 hours a day. I always had a lot of energy because the food keeps giving you energy. And then one another thing, she said sea moss. What people don't realize about sea moss, I drink sea moss. I drink it every day. Sometimes I take a little break here and there. I got a little lazy, but I start drinking it again every day. Why? Because the foods that we buy out of the supermarket does not have the minerals that the human body needs to survive. Okay, so sea moss has 92 minerals, and you're gonna get about at least no, excuse me, it has 102 minerals, but you're gonna at least get 90 or 91 minerals in your body. And I drink sea moss at least 3 times a day. Do not buy it out the supermarket. What you do is you buy it raw, you put it in a pot of some warm water, cold water, and you let it sit for about 10 minutes, rinse it, do that 3 times. The last time, leave it in there for probably 20 minutes, and you rinse it again. After that, you put it in your blender, you put some water in there, and you make it watery or thick, however, and that's it. They try to make it seem like you got to do some real educational stuff to make sea moss. No, 1, 2, 3, baby, and that's it. You don't have to go to the supermarket and spend $30 on a little bottle of sea moss when you could get a whole big bag for $14.99 and use less than half a bag. I still got a half a bag from like 2 months ago. You know what I'm saying? So sea moss is definitely good. A lot of the fruits that I learned was good was like beets. It's good for iron in the blood. Bananas, not the bananas you see at the supermarket. Those are fake bananas. They are cloned. The real bananas is called baby bananas. Try and find those if you can. That's how you know it's real. Try to find those type of bananas. You'll find them at a Whole Food spot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of food stands, they don't have those. They like to sell you the stuff that is approved in the United States. You understand? Because a lot of the foods in the United States is banned. A lot of the food in the United States is banned. Let me show you something. Let me show you something because you had the sister, what's her name? Cardi B. She went on I think a tour, and she was talking about how she had ate the food out of town wherever she was at, right? And man, you got
I feel like this country keeps you sick on purpose. I just went to Colombia and I ate the KFC, the McDonald's and everything. And it was so fresh. It felt like they just cut the chicken in the back. It was so good that when I came back to America, like I craved it. It was terrible. It tastes like plastic. And then it made me, take a big It's like, oh, I forgot why I haven't ate KFC in a long time. Like it makes me but it didn't make me in Colombia. It got me sick. And it's just like, yo, this country is keeping us sick.
You heard, this country is keeping us sick. It has to keep us sick because the pharmaceutical companies has to get rich. The food companies has to get rich. You ever seen this Netflix special? What is it? The food is trying to kill you, or they trying to kill you. It's a special with Neo. He's the narrator in it, and they talk about the food across America, right? And it was this particular subject on pork. And I as a Muslim, I knew that pork was bad. I heard about it. They in a pig pen and they're dirty and they eat their own shit. But actually seeing it and hearing what the owner said threw me for a whole nother loop. So I believe it's in Arkansas. He has a big ass acre field. I can't even remember how many acres he had. All I know is he said he supplied 60% of the pork in this country. So he has this big, gigantic pig house, right? A pig farm. And you could see them shitting. It's so dirty. And he says he cleans them every 21 days. So meanwhile, they don't really have a digestive system. They have pus coming out of their pores. They're eating all toxic food. So all the toxic is going into their body and simmering in their blood cells. And then afterwards, they kill them. And then here they go want to kill them and feed them to us. And we cooking and talking about, we got some pork fried rice and we good. And now you sick because of all the toxic from the pig, all the toxic that they shooting up in the chickens and the red meat. Man. All of these has toxic in them. All of these animals, all the way down to the seafood, has cancer cells. They are small cancer cells. Because what I learned is, as an alkaline man, we were never made to eat red meat. That was a Caucasian thing. That's what they did. We never did that. We ate what we hunted for. We got fruits and vegetables. We never dealt with that. This is why you even see the gorillas. They're vegans. They eat plants. They don't eat red meat, but they stronger than you. Why? Because God made them like that. And God made you alkaline, but you ain't eating alkaline no more. You eating what the Europeans are eating. So now you sick like I was sick. You understand? And that's what they do. And the food is so bad. The food is so bad. Oh my God. They started, matter of fact, look, they started teaching on that documentary. They started talking about milk. And you got mothers, human beings, they feed their babies milk. It's natural, because that's what God created us to drink. A woman's breast. Drink milk from a woman's breast. You got goat milk. The goat milk is for the baby goats. Then you got cow milk. The cow milk is for baby cows. It's not for you. You have to see them when they're milking the cows. It's really watery. So as they filled up the bucket, they said, this is actually pus. So wait a minute. What are they talking about? This is pus. They said this is pus, and they showed it. This is not for human consumption. So what they do is they take it to the laboratory, as they always do, and they put chemicals in it to make it taste good. But it ain't really good. So imagine having a lack of minerals every day, drinking milk every day, eating red meat every day. Are you think you're going to be healthy? It's funny when you go to the doctor and they say, oh, you got a clean bill of health. You're good. You ain't good. And he overweight. Your doctor good? Your doctor ain't good. And it's sad. You know how many food is banned over here? You know how much food is banned in America? They don't want to tell you. I'm telling you, they don't want to tell you, because if they told you, you would probably have a heart attack. No, you would. Because it's 30 countries that banned the American food. I'm gonna say it again. There's 30 countries that banned America's food. And you'll hear it yourself. Yeah, you'll hear it yourself. Let me see if I got it up. Check this out.
America's food is banned in 30 countries. The food is killing people. Oh yeah, it's definitely killing people. Versus buying it in Europe, and look at the ingredients, they're totally different. They will make the healthier version for another country. There's over 10,000 food chemicals that are allowed in the American population or food system that aren't allowed in other countries. It makes it easier for food companies, gives them longer shelf life. Food choices in our school systems, in our neighborhoods, the food industry is going right behind them with billions and millions of dollars.
Millions and millions of dollars. I need y'all to hear that one more time. No, for real. I really need you to hear that one more time, because I really think some of y'all didn't catch it, because the man, it's man, this the food. Y'all really got to hear this again, man. You really got to hear it again. This is disgusting. 30 countries. I wonder what those countries are. I really want to know what those countries are. 30 damn countries.
He had asthma really bad. He had the first stages of diabetes.
Okay, y'all. I put the wrong one on. I don't know what happened just now. Trying to get this thing back up. Just bear with me. I got it kind of figured out. Unlike yesterday, it was kind of hard. All right. Well, I guess it ain't coming on, but look. So there's 30 countries with this thing. The American food is banned. They don't want it because there's a lot of toxic in the food. There's a lot. It's killing people. You ever heard that China lifespan is longer than ours? They consider you being old in China when you get 60. When you get 60 years old in China, they consider you being old. They consider that being a senior citizen. When they consider you being old in America? Yo, he 35, yo, OG. How you in your 30s and you old? You know why we think like that? Because the lifespan in America is short. They said the number one killer in America is cancer. How that's happening? Food, cigarettes, but mostly food. You understand? So here it is. We killing ourselves. Wow. Enjoying it. That's a hell of a statement. You killing yourselves. Wow. Enjoying it. You know, to hear that sounds like a suicidal maniac, right? No, it really does. It sounds like a suicidal maniac, especially when you already know that the foods aren't that good. So he started, Dr. Sebi, he started healing a lot of people. He healed Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson came to him. Do research. I ain't gonna keep pulling a whole lot of videos up, but do research. He cured Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson got off the pills because what happened when Michael Jackson was over here, You know, he had all these yes men, and they was feeding him all these drugs, and he was eating a lot unhealthy. So Dr. Sebi told the story on how Michael brought him and his wife to his compound in Honduras and killed them. He wasn't the only one. There was other celebrities, but they wouldn't say too much because, you know, if they say too much, they'll get in trouble. You know what I mean? And now you have some that's out there now that's trying to bring things to the forefront. And I'm gonna show you who are one of them who's actually talking about it. But before I get into that, right? Before I get into that, I want to show you what they have in McDonald's, because I see a lot of us, we eat McDonald's, you know, we eat Wendy's. Trying to get it up. What's going on here? I don't know. Okay, about to get it up for y'all. I want y'all to really hear. I want y'all to really hear this. I want y'all to. In fact, I want you to see this right here. Okay, see if I can pull it up for y'all. This thing take long to load.
Hey, I'm gonna show y'all something, man. This shit crazy, right? You know how y'all be going to McDonald's and Wendy's and shit, eating chicken nuggets and chicken sandwiches? Well, I'm gonna show you how they make this shit. Alright. Mechanically separated chicken. Now watch this. This is chicken nuggets and chicken sandwiches and shit, man. That's what they make that shit with. Y'all please share this shit, man. This shit is unhealthy.
Would you eat that now?
Yeah, would you eat that now? You eat that? Huh? With all those chemicals? That's not even real meat. That's not real meat. What is that? And it's so dry. It's killing us, man. It's probably the weather, bro, with the connection. FB isn't working well, and my internet is slow a little. But keep pushing. You got that. Oh, man. Yeah, my wife said that too. Everything was acting up today on social media. And yeah, something is acting up on mine too. I don't know why. But yeah, man, the food in Wendy's. As a matter of fact, all of the fast food spots like KFC, Wendy's, Popeyes, all of them is using the same sort of ingredients in their food. That's why every time you turn around, you hear it's an E. coli breakout. There's salmonella breakout. These is toxics that's put into animals that fatten the animals up to put them on the scale so they can make more money and they can kill us for population control. It's funny because when I go to my doctors and they be like, "Oh, Mr. Morgan, you lost so much weight. You looking so good." And I tell them what I'm doing. And they try to discourage me. They go, "Oh, yes, we know about the alkaline, but you can't just stay on that. You have to eat meat." I don't have to eat anything. Because I know Rachel Ray and them, they used to always do the cooking channel. They never talk about they was eating red meat. So why are you telling me that I have to eat red meat? Is it because I'm black? You know what I'm saying? Why I got to eat red meat? No, I don't want to. You eat it. You know what I'm saying? Now, am I eating it? Yes, I'm not gonna lie. I went back to eating it. And I know you're like, no, let me tell you something. It's good to talk about it because like I said, this is the truth. I ain't here to make up no lies, no propaganda, no nothing. I ain't here to do all of that for views. I'm here to put the message out. Whether you want to take it, that's entirely up to you. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's very hard to take on this diet because The enemy is so smart that a lot of people now is eating healthy. They're giving you clone vegetables now. Yeah. Look, did you know potatoes is not even potatoes? The real potatoes is called chote. I believe it's called chote. It's green. It looks like potato. It's mixed with potatoes and cucumbers. That's how they make potatoes. They use that ingredients and they cloned it and made potatoes. There's no such thing as potatoes. I'm serious. You ever heard of a potato farm? I rest my case. Yo, listen, man. I know you saying, nah, you wow. Listen, I didn't know all of this until I started doing research on food. Because, like I told you, nobody teaches us on how to eat to live. We even know how to we know how to feed our animals better than we know how to feed ourselves. We all nah, they don't eat the puppy child, they eat this. Oh, we don't buy that, we buy this. But when it comes to us, we just get anything because it's on sale. Then next thing you know, you're sick. And now you got to get medications that has side effects to make you sick. So my doctors, they always was trying to get me to go back. Now look at the funny stuff. When I actually went back to eating the wrong things, I was sleeping a lot. I was always tired. I was getting lazy. And then every time I ate, choyote, yeah, there you go. That's what it is. Yeah, choyote. That's what it is. It's green, yo, and it tastes good. I was like, oh, when I ate it, I was like, yo, I don't need no potatoes because I was like, I still like potatoes. You know what I'm saying? Although although it's man-made, it has acid. And it has a lot of potassium too. So if you got high blood pressure, that's good. But don't abuse it because it has a lot of acid. That's all I'm saying. It's best to just eat foods that has It's best to eat food that has less acid as possible because it's hard and difficult to eat healthy 100% in this country because even mushrooms are cloned that I'm finding out now. They already know, so they cloning certain foods. And now that doesn't necessarily mean you got to just give up. It just necessarily means that you have to eat healthy as best as you can. Because when I say, hey, you got to read up on these foods, man. You see how everybody's dying off the food? Matter of fact, take a look at this. I know, hey, if it freezes, it freezes. This is important, right? This is important. So I want to show y'all something. Let me see if I can get it. See if I can get it. Now this is interesting. This is interesting, right? This is real interesting. You gotta check this out. Yeah, it's definitely the service.
I said Taco Hill. Ha ha ha. White Casket instead of White Castle. Ha ha ha. So I went and looked at Popeye's chicken sandwich. Come to find out, they have over 40 ingredients in the Popeye's chicken sandwich.
40.
32 of them were man-made chemicals. And I said, well, let's see what Chick-fil-A has. Well, black people got an emotional attachment to this Chick-fil-A spot. So when I said were man-made chemicals, I said, so hell, this is a dope sandwich. So they really are flipping birds over there. Inside of beef, there were 21 drugs pumped into cows that were harmful to the human body. This was in the 60s. Because these drugs are in the meat, that you become addicted to it. I even was told that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And they were trying to get you to buy the cereal that they was producing. We find ourselves suffering from illness and sickness unnecessarily. The oldest man in the scriptures named Methuselah, 969. How'd you live to be almost 1,000? He ate one meal, fasted 3 days, and then ate another meal. You eat like that, your body will never have enough toxins to even make you sick. I ended up becoming a vegetarian that I feel now at the age of 48 better than I felt at the age of 15. They don't want you to know that they're drugging, wanting the food, not for nutritional value, but because you become addicted. Any foreign substance automatically activates the immune system, which means our bodies, when we eat this kind of food, they are fighting an unnecessary battle. So when the real battles of disease show up, the systems are too worn out by fighting these small battles every day from bad eating that they can't handle a virus when it shows up.
The truth is hidden in a plain sight. We are one with the
So let me say, wow, goddamn, bro. Guess I'll be having my wife cook all the time now. It's freezing, but I can still hear the video. Okay, damn, man. I'm sorry it's freezing, man. But yeah, we see what he was saying, that once you don't have that much toxic in your body, and the alkaline food builds your immune system, it helps you fight diseases. So if you eating less toxic, look, if you eating less toxic and you eating more alkaline, you are less to get sick, to the point you won't even get sick at all, to the point you won't even need medication at all. So what happens if you do have a disease and now you flush your colon to the point where there's no more toxic, period? Your disease is cured. There's no more HIV. What happened to Magic Johnson? What he said? I ain't got HIV no more. He run around here getting fat. It's right there. But when you come and you talk about this out in the open, you go against a government. You go against a pharmaceutical company, pharmaceutical army at that. You going against them. You're going against a big machine. Okay? Even to the point that the farmers are being put out of business, where they got these warehouses is making these man-made foods. They're pushing it out there to the point so much that even white people is shutting down their farms and they're moving back to the black community. That's why they all here. They can't live out there no more. Their land is drying up and they can't do nothing. They can't make a living. You see? So when you start doing that, like Left Eye, she was the first one. And who was the first one to die to talk about Dr. Sebi? Left Eye. Everybody in the car didn't have no seatbelt on, except Left Eye. The car got turned over somehow, some way. They didn't show it. I mean, excuse me, they did show it. They were showing them driving, and all of a sudden the car went over. I don't know how, but everybody survived with no scratch, except for Left Eye. She had a broken neck. How did that happen? Everybody said when they got knocked, when they went turned over in the car, they was unconscious. So when they was unconscious, they don't know what happened. And then when they woke up, they said, I'm all right. But Left Eye mysteriously is dead with a broken neck. Michael Jackson, he was talking about Dr. Sebi too. Well, Michael Jackson a little bit different because he was rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. He bought Elvis catalog, the Beatles catalog. He gave back Little Richard catalog for free. They didn't like him. And then on top of that, he was talking about Dr. Sebi. He was talking about how he was a prince in Africa because they made him a prince. Yeah, because Michael Jackson turned Muslim and became Muslim by Farrakhan. Oh, you didn't know all of this, didn't you? Hey, I told you, man, the enemy, they like to hide stuff from you, because if Michael Jackson was given the opportunity to make interviews like Left Eye, you'll be paying more attention to Dr. Sebi. And then you had who was it next that got killed? It was another celebrity. Oh, Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle was the next one because he was going around promoting Dr. Sebi. He was doing interviews about Dr. Sebi. And he was talking about motivation. They didn't like that. They didn't like that at all. Now I know some of you probably thinking, nah, he got caught up with the gang stuff. I don't know about all that. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. I'm not actually saying though that the government did that to Nipsey Hussle based on Dr. Sebi, but I know for a fact that everybody that came out in the open to talk about Dr. Sebi and his teachings ended up dead. You trying to tell me that's a coincidence? I don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe in that. Everything happens for a reason. Or I see somebody said, and use walnuts or mushrooms as meat. Yeah. I used to use walnuts as meat as well. I let it simmer in warm water for a certain amount of hours and it get real soft. And then you crush it up. You crush it up and you make it into meat. For all of y'all, let me tell you another secret I used to do. You see the seaweed, you get some chickpea flour or some coconut flour, and you can make like a dumpling, but you can wrap the seaweed around the dumpling and then fry it. And I swear to God, it tastes like fried fish because seaweed, it tastes like what? Fish. See, they have different types of food where you could separate from what you've been eating and it was substituted. Because, it's very hard. It's very hard to want to switch your diet onto an alkaline diet or a vegan diet because we've been trained to eat unhealthy all our life. So imagine you trying to eat something different now. Let me tell you something. And what I say is not easy because we're used to eating a certain type of food that getting a certain type of taste. Once you change your diet, that taste no longer exists the way you want it to exist. That's how also some people can't stand that fast. It's very, very hard. And then they making it even harder because now when you're on a fast, your senses heightens. So now you could smell Popeyes 10 blocks away all of a sudden. You like, God damn, I'm hungry. Now your girl in there cooking. Oh, baby, I know you don't eat this. So I'm going to make the children this. And I'm going to make your food in a minute. Meanwhile, she up there frying chicken or jerk chicken or oxtails with rice and beans. And you in the bed, you in the bedroom like this. Yo, I don't know how long I can take this shit. Because I was like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I ain't up here fronting. That's for them other people. I ain't up here in line. That's how I get people to gravitate because they like, you know what? He telling the truth. He ain't up here fronting. I ain't gonna front. Now, if people want to flame me on the comments, you can flame me, but I'm gonna be honest about this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, eating it is very good. And I would say alkaline food is cheaper than vegan food. Vegan food, it's all right. I wasn't really messing with it too much. I mean, in the beginning, yes, I was. In the beginning, I was before the alkaline. Because I never heard of alkaline when I was I always thought it was just being a vegetarian, which I learned being a vegetarian and a vegan is different. Because a vegetarian is someone that don't even wear animal clothing. A vegan, they just don't eat animals. So I was just like, man, this thing is all different. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, the vegan food is expensive because they already know that you trying to eat healthy. So they want to deter you from eating healthy. So they pick all the unhealthy shit that's cheap, that's on sale. You don't believe me? Go in the supermarket and then go to the vegan section and you will see a small little pack of made up meat like this for $10.99. You be like, God damn, that's just one meal. That little pack for $10.99. They see what I'm saying? And they deter you and they make you want to go back to eating the cheap, unhealthy meat because it's cheaper. It's cheap. They said in my research, they said 98% of the things that you purchase in the supermarket when it comes to food is unhealthy. When it comes to food, it's man-made. I just posted a video. They said the American food is banned in 30 countries. That's a lot of goddamn countries. And some of it's even banned in America. I mean, excuse me, banned in Canada. You don't believe me? Go to TikTok and look up the difference between Canada ketchup and America ketchup. Even the ketchup is bad. It got too much acid. It got too much acid. The rice. Me and my wife was talking about the white rice. I was telling her I had to get some rice. And then she was like, well, you know, it's some white rice up there. And I was just like, you know, I don't like messing with white rice. Not just because of the health reason, but white rice is so difficult to make because it has so much starch in it. You know how much you got to rinse that shit out? You know, you got to put the water on and simmer it so low because it has so much starch. Now go get some wild rice and black rice. Black rice, I mean, wild rice looks like black rice. I'm not going to lie. That shit is banging. It has starch in it. But the good thing about it is you don't have to rinse it off because it doesn't have that much starch in it. That's real white. I mean, real rice. Black rice and wild rice. Not brown rice, not yellow rice. All that shit is fake. All that's fake. That's why you can't find it in the supermarket. You don't believe me? Go to the supermarket and go look for some black rice. Go look for some wild rice and see if you find it. You ain't gonna find it. You gotta go to the health food store to find it. You hear what I said? Health food store. You ain't gonna find it in the supermarket. I know. It's a wicked thing out there, man. It's very wicked. These people. So right now, because I ain't gonna go back too much to the videos. There was a video I wanted to show you that where even Nick Cannon, he's doing a documentary, and he has to be very, very cautious about that because they put him under flame recently. Remember, he was on the tabloids. They was giving him backlash for the wilding out. They dropped him from the They dropped his show because he was pushing the Dr. Sebi narrative. Because he has a podcast. So he had Professor X from Public Enemy, and they was talking about Dr. Sebi. They was talking about the foods. They was talking about how American food was banned. They was putting the education now to make black people healthy. You understand? And that became a problem with the enemy because the enemy is like this. Listen, like Diddy, we put you where we want to put you. And nigga, you going to do what we want you to do. As soon as you step out of line, we going to flame you. See what we did to Kanye already. Don't play no games with us. And that's what they did with him. But they ain't stop him. He was saying, whatever, you're going to do what you're going to do. I apologize. You feel it somewhere. He apologized, but he kept doing this shit. So right now, he's doing the documentary on Dr. Sebi's life. He's going to Honduras on the compound, and he's doing a documentary. You could even go on the compound in Honduras. I forgot the name of it. You're going to have to do a research on it. Anybody can go. Their food is a bit expensive, of course, because, it's about business with them. Dr. Sebi, it was about business, but he was doing something else. You know what I mean? And Dr. Sebi, man, he was just a prime example of the health because he had so many things going on with him. His family would tell you. He had so many health issues going on. He couldn't have an erection. He had ED problems. He was like, after he went on his alkaline diet, he stopped. He wasn't a diabetic no more. He didn't have hypertension no more. He said within 6 months, he woke up with a heart on. He at 84, he made his last child. There's a video matter of fact, on Hot 97 on the Breakfast Club. I got it. They said, DJ Envy said, y'all couldn't believe it. At that time, he said he was 74. He said Dr. Sebi jumped up from the floor onto the table and landed on his knees at 74. That's some shit. At 74, white people being in a wheelchair. Excuse me. I'm not going to say white people. That's prejudice. I'm going to say most people be in the wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? And not him, though. Dr. Sebi was strong. He was doing a lot of lectures everywhere. So they arrested him eventually. And they said, oh, you know, they try to put a muzzle on him and say that he wasn't a doctor. He's not licensed. He's not professional. I don't even know what makes these doctors think they're doctors. How you going to be a doctor and you unhealthy? You ain't no damn doctor. You're just trying to make money. That's so you go to become a doctor for, to make money. Your doctorate degree does not make me healthy. I make me healthy. All you're going to do is give me a Band-Aid to make me healthy, which is called medication. That's all they do. You don't believe, go into your primary doctor and say you got a problem. The first thing they're going to do is say the medication. When I first had hypertension and I found out that I had high blood pressure, these motherfuckers didn't say, well, Mr. Morgan, you need to stop eating a lot of processed food. You know, the beef patties, I love those. You got to stop eating those. You got to stop eating those processed pizzas and Dollar Tree and all of that. You got to stop eating those soups, those Roman noodle soups. I love them. So sorry. You got to stop eating those. They didn't tell me that. They said, here, take this medication. Now, unknown to me, all I had to do was cut out the processed food. But that's what they want to do, because you get your Medicaid and you got to go to your doctor, he gets paid. Then he gives you a prescription. The person that makes the prescription, they get paid. The pharmacy who ordered the medication to come to them so they could give it to you, they get paid. Everybody gets paid. So nobody wants to mess that up. So nobody ain't going to tell you to stop eating salt. You got to take care of your health. The doctor ain't going to take. I'm going to tell you right now, no doctor is there to help you to survive. They'll help you to put a Band-Aid on your problem. That's it. There's no survival. So Dr. Sebi got arrested, and he proved in court that he cured HIV patients. He brought the HIV patients. He brought their medical records. He brought the doctors. This is all public record. Case was dismissed. He proved that he can cure HIV patients, and the case was dismissed. Right after that week, the feds came and got him. He did the same thing again, and the case was dismissed. Said, this nigga gotta go. He messing shit up. Now he's making public record of his success. We gotta bury this, and we gotta kill him. That's why you never heard of it. You would think you would hear of a man curing HIV, but you ain't have it. So they had this man in prison, and there was an officer that came and told his wife and his son, well, one of his wives and his son, because he had several wives and he has a lot of sons, and they're all cool with it. So I don't want to try to make it seem like it was some freaky deaky stuff. And they told him, the correction officer, they said, listen, you got to hurry up and get him out of here, because they're trying to make me poison his food. This is what the guards told, one of the black guards told his family member, his wife and children. They told Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi refused to eat. He said, either you're going to get me out of jail or I'm going to die here. And he just didn't eat. He went on a 90-day fast of just water. And eventually, without the proper minerals and nutrition in his body, he passed away, you know, and their mission was accomplished. But their mission was accomplished of killing him per se. It wasn't a mission accomplished of killing the idea, because he still has a compound. He has about over 12 children. I said over, not 12. I said over 12 children. And they're all doing his work. All his wives or wives now that don't get along all of a sudden. Because, you know, when people pass away, there's always some money issue. They're still, although they don't get along, some of them, they're still doing things separately and they're going on their own path. His work is so powerful. His work is so powerful. Not only they went to kill him, but you had other white people and other people along making copies of his work and putting their name on it. You don't believe me? Go on Amazon and pull up a Dr. Sebi book. Watch how many names you come see up on it. Everybody else is talking health stuff like Dr. Sebi. There's one older dude with locks, I forgot his name, and one young brother with locks too. He's dark skinned. It's nothing happened to them. Don't get me wrong, they talking some good health stuff, but not like Dr. Sebi because they're not curing diseases. They just teaching you how to be healthy. Talk about curing diseases and killing diseases. Now you got a problem on your hands. You know what I'm saying? You got a problem on your hands, and they killed that man. You know what I'm saying? They killed that man. Left Out dead, Michael dead, Dr. Sebi dead, Nipsey dead. You think all this shit is a coincidence? It's not about no coincidence, man. It's not a coincidence. That's how the government runs. That's how they move. When they want to kill you, they make it seem like it's an illness or it's an accident. Look at Johnny Cochran, what he was doing. He was killing all of, after OJ, man, he was wiping these companies. He was wiping his ass with them. 100 million lawsuit here, 500 million lawsuit there. Next thing you know, he got brain cancer. He go and do surgery. He dead. Come on, man. That's what they do. They try to do that to Farrakhan when he was about to like 2 weeks or no, it was like I think a couple of months before the Million Man March. And he had cancer and he had to do surgery. And mysteriously, all the surgeons in the room and all the assistant doctors and all his assistants or her assistants, they were all Jews. Coincidence? What? Come on, man. Well, no coincidence, but you know, the Muslims wasn't playing that. They were just like, yo, listen, if my father passed away on the table, everybody in here dying. So you see Louis Farrakhan is still here and alive, breathing. Because they know how the enemy thinks. Dr. Sebi knew. He knew because he was in the nation. He knows what they think. He knows one thing about the Nation of Islam is that when you get into it, they point out this type of knowledge to you. They show you things that other people is not able to see. You know what I'm saying? So with the help of that, I was able to do research and see what other people don't see. You know what I'm saying? And especially with the food, how to eat to live. This topic in the nation is very hard to talk about because some people don't want to hear about food. They like, oh man, yeah, talk about the white man. No one want to talk about no food. A lot of people don't want to. They don't want to hear that. I gotta stop eating fried chicken, baked chicken, oxtails, jerk chicken, yams, pumpkin pie. Nigga, that's the whole Thanksgiving. They ready to give that up. They like, listen, man, that's why eating the alkaline is very hard. It's very hard, man. Very hard. Like I said, especially when you eating it from birth. You know what I'm saying? All the way up until you're in your 30s. That's new. That's like saying, you know what? You're gonna be celibate and you're not gonna have sex no more. You're gonna just masturbate. Well, can't say celibate because you can't masturbate doing that. But just saying you're not gonna have sex and you're gonna just masturbate. You know how hard that shit is? Who's doing that? And but that's how food is. And it makes it hard because you go outside and you see Popeye's sign, you see Wendy's sign, you see all these signs, and you're like, damn, it's looking good out here. But it smells good, but it ain't really good. And you can tell. You know how you can tell? Go and eat. Go and eat it. Go and eat the chicken your wife cook or your mother cook, whoever cook, and go eat the chicken that's outside. As a matter of fact, speaking of that, I'm Trinidadian, so a lot of West Indians, they like to go and get the live animals and get them killed, right? So my mother, she has a tendency when I was growing up, she liked to go to these warehouses or these little farmhouses and she would just get the chicken from there. And I used to watch it like, I mean, it used to be stink. We talking about like big, they had all types of animals, like a farmhouse. And they would kill the chicken there in front of me. They'll cut it, clean it, and all that, and bring it home, and she will cook it. And I would think my first time was eating this, I thought that, okay, I know what chicken tastes like, you know, and it was smelling good and everything. But when I got it, the leg and the thigh was twice as big. I said, what the hell? I said, damn, because it's real chicken. So as I started to eat it, it tasted different. It doesn't taste like the chicken in the supermarket. The chicken in the supermarket ain't good. I said, yo, but I didn't like the taste because I wasn't used to the taste from the supermarket. I mean, I was used to the taste from the supermarket. I wasn't used to this new taste. So I wanted the taste from the supermarket. See, it's a psychological thing. That's how they get us. That's how they get us. You understand? So I said, damn, this food really is not, it's not real. As I got older and I started doing the knowledge, I said, yo, man, they're killing us. They're really killing us. You ever seen that show? What's the name of it? Kitchen Wars with that English dude from London or something like that. And this one really started making me think about changing my diet. Well, changing by far as eating out and more eating home. And actually, I do eat home more than eat out. When he goes into these establishments look good. It looks clean on the outside, the food they're serving. You're like, oh, okay. And then after he flames them for whatever service they're not doing right, he goes into the kitchen area and he starts looking into the back rooms, like the freezer and everything. And you see mold everywhere. You see how filthy it is back there. And then they cooking the food. Some of the food that I used to see like on TikTok, they be joking with the customers and the food will fall on the floor and they pick it up and they put it right back on the paper and they put some mayo on it and dress it up and give it to you. You don't know nothing because you don't see nothing. So here it is, you trusting people who you don't trust to feed you. You ever heard this saying when you go to parties? Nah, I don't eat from everybody. But yet they go to McDonald's. Which one is it? You don't eat from everybody or you do? So if you do eat Wendy's, then that means you eat from everybody and anybody. Because at least at home, I know people's definitely cleaning their kitchen if they're cooking. Because you, after a while, you can't live around that. But McDonald's, Popeyes, you ain't really got to clean shit. You don't live there. You just be like, yeah, I'm whatever. I'm out. If they gonna clean up, they gonna clean up. If they're not gonna clean up, they're not gonna clean up. I'm good. And here you go. You want? Let me show you something. Oh man, you got to see this, man. Okay. So I want you to see what they be doing in these restaurants. You have to see it. Because, man, when I saw it, I was just like, are you kidding me? I said, man, I could never. I said, man, I could never. I really couldn't. Because the food that they have, I want you to check this out. This is very, what couldn't provide. Oh man. And I was just watching it earlier. So for the come up our shit is what it is. I think it's like the brother said, you know, the way this rain is, man, it's messing everything up. So just give me a minute here. Yeah, I don't think this is coming up. All right, so it ain't coming up. Sorry, y'all. So it's not coming up. It's not coming up. But actually, it was a restaurant that's dealing with. Yeah, it was 3 restaurants. They had Wendy's, they had Popeyes, and they had the Waffle House. Yo, you should have seen the rest. You should have seen the kitchen area. and they was shutting down. I think Waffle House, they shut down 50 locations. Popeyes, they shut down 100 locations. And Waffle House, it was, I can't remember. That's why I wanted to play it. But there's a lot of these restaurants, these fast food spots, it's terrible. And you don't know what they clean. You don't know what they're doing back there with your food. You don't even know how long their food has. You know who does the same type of nastiness? The churches. Right? I ain't too proud of the bag. I go to the pantry sometimes, right? Because I got 4 children. And these individuals, I was about to say, these motherfuckers, my children, they eat, and I eat, and my wife eat. So I be like, listen, you know, this household burning a hole in our pockets, baby. We got to go to the pantry. Right? So we go to the pantry, and we start getting the food, right? And it seemed like the only thing that was good was like the bread, the canned foods, which is really not too good itself, because the cans has mercury in it, and they have too much sodium, because the sodium is what preserves the food that's in the can. Because food doesn't survive in cans, man. They got to put chemicals in it. So they wanted to give us the fruits and vegetables. Yo, it was so worn out and it was so spoiled. I said, what are they giving this country, man? This country is something else. That's why I be laughing when they say this is the greatest country on earth. Are you crazy? This is the most obesity country in the world. In the world. Because 90% of the people in this country is overweight. That's why people say, yo, the big girls is in or the big guys is in. You ain't got no choice, because majority of the people in society in this country is not slim. So you ain't gonna really got no choice. And it's not really, I mean, it is our fault, but we're being brainwashed because all of the foods that we're eating has a lot of starch. Starch equals fat. Then you had trans fat, which is more fat. Then you have salt. So by the time you turn around in 6 months, you done gained so much weight, you look crazy. You look crazy. And I know some people want to be proud of it. You can be proud of your weight, but eventually you ain't gonna be proud of your health. And don't wait like me to go to the doctor for them to tell you what the issue is, and now you want to start eating healthy. Because it's difficult to get sick and then strive to be healthy. Because now when you want to be healthy, you want to get over your illness, you got to go harder. Because like the brother said in the video, when you eating all this bad food, it's to break your immune system down. That's what all the bad food is for, to break your immune system down. That is its purpose. That is the government's purpose, to have population control, to break your immune system down so you could get sick and make pharmaceutical companies healthy, and then eventually you die from your illness. I don't know anybody that's been living 80, 100, 90 years old that's on medication. Everybody that I heard of lived that age, they were just healthy. Nobody that age. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just saying I don't know. That's what I'm just saying. I don't know. So it's up to us to get this information and do something with it. I tried to educate people around me, even my children, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard because this is the way we were raised. We was raised to eat like Europeans, and this is not racial, because when we came over here, we wasn't eating what Europeans was eating. Okay, we didn't do that. We had herbs. We use our food with herbs. The European, they don't use herbs. They use seasoning. Seasoning has salt in it. See, different. It's different. And when I started the alkaline, I started using these herbs: oregano, turmeric, the garlic, not the powder, the real garlic, real onions. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Allspice, I was using so many different seasoning that I come to realize with cooking with those seasoning, you don't need salt. You do not need adobo. You do not need sassoon. I'm telling you, use these other seasoning. It's going to be 10 times better. You're going to be like, yo, I ain't going to lie. This is a fish right here. And when you use turmeric, turmeric kills inflammation. So every time you put this in your food, every time you put this in your tea, you kill inflammation. I don't drink coffee and hot cocoa. Well, let me clear that further. I drink coffee once in a while. Don't really drink it because it has the caffeine. But I'm normally as a tea head. So I drink bird eye tea, bladder tea, melanin tea, nettle tea. This is all teas that's for allergies, asthma. It kills inflammation. It has vitamin B, vitamin C. Then you taking your vitamins. Then you drinking sea moss. You see what I'm saying? You getting all the energy and all the minerals in your body for the day. So now you say, you know what? I don't need to eat nothing. I ate breakfast this morning. Whatever you ate. You may have had a smoothie with some vegetables in it. Guess what? That's lunch. You only got to eat until the afternoon. Your stomach is telling you hungry because you've been programmed and programmed your body and your stomach to eat all goddamn day. So your stomach is used to a certain time of eating. But when you master that, you won't get hungry. Because I was like that. When I was eating alkaline, I was eating one meal a day. Unknown to me, now that I'm eating alkaline, I didn't have to eat one meal a day. When I was on a Nation of Islam eating program, I ate one meal a day because I still ate like red meat here and there. I ate chicken. You know what I'm saying? So I ate one meal a day. So when you eating the alkaline, you don't have nothing really in your system but fruits and vegetables. That's just feeding. So, like I said, all you doing is eating medication all day long. You ain't gonna get sick, and you ain't gonna get hungry. And this was the most kicker. I want you to. This shocked me. Every time I farted, was no smell. I'm gonna say it again. Every time I farted, I had absolutely no smell. Every time I used the bathroom and I shitted, I had no smell. Now I know you probably saying, hold up, wait. You shitted and have no smell? Didn't have no smell. You know why? Because I'm not eating the toxic. The toxic is what gives you the smell because it's a dead, it's an odor, it's foul, it's rotten. It's not good for your body, and your digestive system is breaking it down and trying to push that shit out. So when you just eating alkaline, not only my feces was watery and mushy, and I'm trying to get into details because I want you to know the side effects of eating healthy. But my feces it wasn't even like brown, it was like green. It was just different. Everything was just different. My body was different. The way I moved was different. My energy was different. The way I thought was different. Going to the bathroom was different. Where I shop was different. Every time I turned around doing this diet, I was thinking different because I was more humble. No, I was more humble and I was able to think more clearly. And when I got up with energy. I got up early in the morning. You know, you get up and you just be like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna get up in a minute. When I woke up, I was like, oh, yeah. What time is it? Let me go wash my face. And I was up out of bed. I was on the move because I had a lot of energy, you know? So now they got rid of Dr. Sebi. You know, he still has his compound and everything. And like I said, Nick Cannon's doing his documentary. Man, I hope he be safe, man, because you start going against that government, they're going to start pulling out all kinds of foul stuff on you, you know? And that's what they try to do to Nick at first. They try to pull all kind of stuff on them, and they pulled them from VH1. They took the Wildin' Out off of VH1, you know what I'm saying? And they try to give it to the entertainers, the people that Nick hired. They try to give it to them like, yo, listen, we want you to take over. And they was like, nah, we all gonna walk off with them. So they said, goddamn. And not only that, they was trying to give Wildin' Out a different name because Nick Cannon owns the rights to it. You see what I'm saying? So they couldn't just use the word Wildin' Out like see what they did to not Lil C. C's from Black Ink. He copyrighted the name Black Ink, but they reversed it and called it, well, not reversed it, but they manipulated the wording and they called it the Black Ink Crew. See, they added crew on it, so it was totally different. This is what the enemy be doing, man, when you don't play their game. You know what I'm saying? They try to hurt your livelihood. You know, that's the thing that's going to be happening when, you know, you got a name for yourself in his world and you want to talk like this. They ain't paying me no mind because I ain't no celebrity. I ain't got no million. So in their eyes, they like he ain't really got nothing to lose. To me, I got shit to lose, but that's the way they're gonna be looking at it. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you know, anybody got any questions? You got anything to say before I log out? So I'm gonna be on here tonight. Well, not on this podcast. I'm gonna be on another one tonight. So that's it. All right. Yo, y'all have a blessed day. The next topic I'm gonna have. Oh man, I think I was gonna talk about the music industry because you know we had a lot of conversations about Diddy, where you know they was talking about how you know he took a lot of people publishing, and then I seen another interview where Irv Gotti, he was talking about he took all his artists publishing except Ja Rule, and he tried to justify that. You know what I'm saying? He felt like he was like, so what? I work. No, your job is to put the music out. Your job is not to keep nobody's hard work as your own. You know what I mean? But I really wanted to talk about that because you know the industry, man, they're using it against us, and it's a death trap. You know what I'm saying? It's just a death trap. That's a slave. The music industry is a slave industry, and I'm gonna talk about that the next time. I think I'm gonna change my schedule from 1 o'clock and try to do it somewhere in the evening where people is off work and everything. So I let you know. You're gonna get the notification when I set it up. So with that being said, peace and blessings. Y'all live your life good, and thank you for listening to the truth one.